We go to Washington.
Why?
After the tragic and senseless attacks on two National Guardsmen, which led to one being murdered.
It's true.
The Democrats say, had Trump not put the military in D.C., none of this would have happened.
What the fuck? Have just gotten stupid and retarded.
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this is what the Democrats do.
Hold up.
Place the blame on everyone else in the room,
Wait a minute.
except the one that needs to be blamed the most,
Who?
the man in the mirror.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
But it's what's next.
And here we go.
What's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt coming to you on a Saturday for a rare, but still every once in a while, Saturday edition. Anyway, the last 48 hours have been truly tragic. While you had those millions of Americans around the country celebrating Thanksgiving, giving thanks, turkey, football, and of course, more importantly, their blessings and to the Lord, sadly, you had others who are planning funerals right now or standing by their loved ones in a hospital room. What am I talking about? Well, the two tragic shootings, should I say, of two National Guardsmen, which led to one being murdered. One, Andrew Wolf, who's in critical condition right now, and the other, Sarah Beckstrom, who unfortunately was murdered. So instead of concentrating on what caused this, instead of concentrating on the issue at hand, instead of concentrating on the 800-pound gorilla in the room, what do Democrats do? A, blame the guns, of course, and B, blame Trump for putting the military in D.C. One representative of Florida says, had Trump not done this, none of this would have happened. Well, had illegals not been running amok and crime basically being overrun in the town, Trump never would have done this. Bitch. But, excuse me, here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Wasserman Schultz, Trump deploying military in cities led to D.C. shooting. Wow. Ignorance. Thy name is Wasserman Schultz.
Allies welcome, meant to help Afghan allies escape the Taliban. He was recently given asylum during the Trump administration. Joining me now is Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz of Florida. Thank you for being here. This is so difficult for these families and for Americans just seeing what happened with this ambush-style shooting in D.C. of the National Guard. I first just want to get your thoughts after learning that the 20-year-old National Guard person who was shot in D.C. has now died.
Sarah, thank you for having me, and hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. That certainly isn't the case for Sarah Beckstrom's family or Andrew Wolf, who is in critical condition and fighting for his life. And my heart breaks for them and
I'm
goes
sure
out
it
to their
does.
families.
I'm sure it does.
This is a deeply concerning situation, but it's one that I think we have to begs the question: would an individual have flown across the country to target law enforcement officers in Washington, D.C.? And the answer is likely no.
One, that's bullshit, because we have seen this before. You've had people who are so ignorant and so retarded and so mentally deranged that they will travel across the world to take the person out they think is the problem instead of focusing on the real issues. It's the society, it's the collective, it's the totality of the mentality of these ignorant motherfuckers. But that's just me.
So why wasn't the president's first thought, wow, maybe I should reconsider deploying military troops?
Because, of course, that's the blame.
In the nation's capital or in any city, particularly not when...
Gee, I wonder why he did those things in Chicago, in D.C., and in Atlanta. Why do you think he did these things?
And they haven't coordinated closely with the leadership of these cities, and when we have law enforcement that are quite capable of handling the criminal justice issues that are that we need law enforcement to focus on.
Because if that were the case, being that, I don't know, defunding of police and basically ignoring the cops' pleas, say, hey, we need more help here because crime is getting overrun and illegals are running amok. No, of course not. That's not the reason why Trump did those things.
And not our military.
There was some.
All right, I'm done with this. The fact of the matter is that she's an ignorant fuck. That's what she is, plain and simple. The fact of the matter is that this is with the Democrat mentality. I said on yesterday's video when reporting on this tragic story of the two getting shot, and of course you have Andrew Wolf, who is fighting for his life, and of course Sarah Beckstrom. Unfortunately, they are planning for her funeral on Thanksgiving. Nice. But this is the mentality of the Democratic Party. This is who the Democrats are. They don't give a. They will point, you know what? You can't blame, you can't blame the, you can't blame the monkey. You got to blame the gun because the gun was left in the room and the monkey just happened to pick it up and shoot somebody. No, you blame the monkey. This is what happens with this situation. You blame the illegal Afghani. Now, are there talks about, well, you know what? This guy was part of an asylum protocol that the Trump administration allowed him asylum because of course, the situation in Afghanistan. Now, being that said, you still don't put the blame on Donald Trump. You still don't point the fingers at him that, well, had he not done A, B would have never happened. This is ignorance. This is invincible ignorance, to quote Todd Erzin of the Days Group, of the Day Show, excuse me. But the fact of the matter is, Wasserman Schultz is a clown. She's an absolute clown. But then again, like I said, and I will continue to reiterate, this is the mentality of the Democratic Party. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about, your issues. They don't give a fuck about, how you're going to pay bills, X, Y, Z. No. It's about how much power, how much power can I acquire, and how fast can I get it, and how much can I hold on to it. Same as go to Republicans. I'm not going to leave them out. But in this situation, this is just absolute, total ignorance and lack of self-awareness and lack of reading the room. But this is what the Democrat Party does. They just don't give a fuck. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. Oh, and by the way, also, Wasserman Schultz, I'm sure you reached out to the Beckstrom family and to the Wolf family, to give your condolences because, of course, but if we say thoughts and prayers, oh, no, we're the enemy. But if it comes from you, then it's a good thing. Sorry. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. If this is what's next, want to see more like this, please leave a comment below, like it, share, subscribe to it, hit that notification button so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace.